I'm actually really glad that Butzer blocked the first attack. Like, I had that happen several times that he gets killed. It's not that big of a deal because you have basically one free turn for your thieves anyways. Because you have to buff Linus 9 times, and you basically have 10 turns in that round. So it's not too bad, but still. It's a really low chance that he actually dies, so because of Mini and the Crystal Shield.
Hey, don't knock that 10%.
Dude, I'm hitting the 5% on the machine head every time, so...
Yeah, luckily we don't have any MV luck. Well, I'm sad that MV can't be here.
Yeah.
But luck-wise... luck-wise, we're okay with that.
Yeah, he ended up having getting invited to a wedding of some kind, so at least he's off having fun in another way.
Do remember, I am Rain's roommate.
Oh, so we might have splash damage.
Okay, it looks like X Death for Happy Squid is going to go down pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm done.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good job. GG.
Congratulations,
Good
Happy
job.
Squid. You finished a game.
Nice recovery, dude.
Thanks for the relay, guys. I let Ultra Spooky down. I'm sad now.
It's not over yet, though.
It's not over.
Essentially has to carry this now, sorry.
So what was the time on Happy's run?
I didn't catch it before it switched to the full time, but
Look like wait, I'm probably wrong. Hold on.
4:29:12.
I was gonna say 4:19, but I knew it couldn't have been because he had to reset.
4:29.
4:29, yeah.
Please sub for 30, I guess, like for losing random 12 minutes or something, to being stupid.
That's pretty good still.
Oh man.
So I'm not gonna take any more commentary time from FF6 as I did already. So thanks for setting this up, guys, and let me participate, even though I kind of botched it. But
Botch, you did great, man. You were great.
Alright, I'm gonna hop out of the call now. So have fun in FF6. I'm gonna follow. Like, I'm gonna follow the stream still, but I don't need to be here anymore. So see you guys.
All right.
all right.
Have a good one, Happy.
Take
See
care,
you
Happy.
later.
You Happy Squid?
Take care.
Gotta do that live cropping.
Yeah, I don't. Been lucky so far that no one else's crop settings have gotten disappeared into the ether.
Yeah, Essentials was basically trying to eat up El Magus's for a little while.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, it still is anyone's game. FF6, we never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But luckily,
Yeah,
just
once they got past the first hour and a half, the rest of the FF5 one, other than stuff like the Dark Shocks, was generally pretty consistent. But that is very much not the case for FF6. Mostly for the first hour and a half again or so, but little bits here and there too for the whole rest.
FF6 has the Returner's hideout and the banquet.
Yep.
The best soft locks ever to happen.
There's
By
even
the
a
way,
new soft lock in the Returner's hideout that I found too. So.
I
Oh,
never
yeah,
actually
you
soft locked before, so get ready.
you're missing
Channel
out.
that MV lock.
Well, join the party, El Magus. We want to.
I will. Don't worry. I will.
But there has been recent development. I know LCC recently found some neat little skips for a couple bosses, and quite a few people. I think all the runners have been practicing that as well. So
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. It doesn't really take that much to figure it out, honestly. It's just buffering inputs and knowing what to do, pretty much.
yeah, but 2 major bosses get skipped just because something simple that I can't believe no one figured that out yet.
Yeah.
But you figured it out.
I mean, all the pieces of it are simple, but you have to do it in a very specific sequence in order for it to work.
Yeah, I mean, you have to like buffer the Y switch, then you have to do a menu, then to switch, and then you have to switch your party leader. So Doing all three of those in sequence is kind of something I'm not surprised no one figured out till now, honestly.
No, I'm
It's
not
all very
surprised,
simple,
though.
but yeah.
I mean, what surprises me just a little is that a Tasser didn't figure that out already. I mean, I can kind of see a real time runner never really, because you figured it out by accident, right? When you hit both Y and X at the same time when you were switching parties in a run.
Yeah, I accidentally hit X and Y at the same time, and then the menu automatically opened for the next party, and I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. So, so I started messing with it and figured it out. At first, I didn't think it was going to do anything because I didn't switch the party leader out, but then I tried that randomly and it just worked. I'm like, oh, well, that'll save 2 minutes, I guess.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see at least one of the FF6 runners get a PB during the relay because of the tower boss skips.
Could easily
I'm
happen.
already 40 seconds behind.
Oh no, well, it happens.
Yeah. And we're definitely on pace right now for having a sub 30-minute spread
Done.
between the teams in the end too. Done? Alright.
Done.
Are you done? So I'll start.
Yep,
GG,
we
Alex.
start. I'll get the stream switched over.
All right.
Game, Alex.
Luckily, we do have enough spread out so that we can hear the individual operas.
Oh, baby.
Oh boy.
Them operas.
I will not perish as long as there's X death living in trees.
Gerzer ham.
Well, good job, Inkalex. Congratulations. Yay. Woo.
Well done to all the FF5 runners. Good stuff.
Yes.
So I have what, 25 minutes to make up?
23.
23.
Good luck.
You're gonna do it easy.
I
Anything
don't
can
know about
happen.
that.
Hashtag BotMagus.
That's gonna
No,
require.
Quetzal, what?
Come on, Magus. You told
That's
me you
not
only
very
needed
nice.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there are people here who are rooting against you, El Magus.
He's used to
Understandable.
it.
I am going to channel my inner ever hate equally.
We all have an inner ever hate.
Zuzu.
Ever hates in the
Scroll.
chat too, by the way.
Oh, ever hates in chat? Well, just blame him if you see anything you don't like, okay?
Already done.
We've
Yeah.
been doing that all day. Where have you been?
Okay, so Essentia's wealth battle is going to be just like everyone else's.
Nope. What's going on here?
So for people who weren't paying attention, Megas snuck in a Claude for the name of Sabin there.
Ah, so he's gonna make Claude suplex the train then, in other words.
Yes.
I like where this is heading. Alright, let me pull
By the way, there's a small little dream that people have with this game. There are some sprint shoes hidden in Narsh, but you can't get to them, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're one
little-
tile out of bounds on the bridge, like in the wall to the on the bridge behind Arvis's house. If you hack the game so that you can walk through walls, you can get sprint shoes as early. So that's kind of the holy grail of FF6 speedrunning now, is to
Oh yeah, if we manage to get those,
figure out how
someday.
to do that. And then, but that makes me want. I mean, I highly doubt it actually does anything. But going into the turtle cave door in the World of Balance, anybody? If you can go through walls.
Oh, I like for most of my childhood, I was like, I want to go through that door. Let's see where it goes before. Yeah.
Alright, so let me get the votes tabulated based on the FF5 runners. So let's see, so Jenya came in first and he's for Chrono Trigger, so that's 8 votes for Chrono Trigger. Let's see, then Delm was second and he's for Mystic Quest, so 6 for Mystic Quest. Happy Squid was third, he's Secret of Mana, so that's 4. And Inkalex was Chrono Trigger, so that's 2. Okay, so I was wrong. That wasn't quite enough to put it over Lufia 2, but it's considerably closer now.
Lufia 2. I was watching one of the Lufia 2 runs recently. I'm surprised there's a lot of randomness in there.
Well, if
Only
they're
in the
doing
late
Ancient Cave mode, which seems to be the more popular category than running the full game, then yeah.
Yeah, Ancient Cave is RNG the game.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, it could be fun. I think it'll be fun to watch if it wins.
Well, if it wins, it's going to be the actual game.
Yeah, any percentage.
I wouldn't, if they
really
wanted to
not
do an Ancient Cave
race-friendly.
base after the full game, I wouldn't say no.
I would say no.
Okay, well,
I'd play it.
that means more than what I say.
I'd join it.
Mandatory.
All right, so where... Oh, who's on the... El Magus. Ugh. Where El Magus is, there's a specific pattern of levels that he's going for. I believe it's 987, right?
It's 1098.
1098, sorry. And so right now you're going to see a lot of people will be running from battles while he kills others. It looks like right now he's mostly going to be going for those big battles outside against some of the more powerful enemies.
Music switched over.
But yeah, the way that he does it... Oh, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about, I guess.
Alright, so anyway, LCC is doing a different strat for the Welk fight that can be about, I think, 10 to 15 seconds faster. So, what he did was he
It's not
changed...
gonna work.
Okay, didn't
probably
get
not
lucky
gonna work.
enough. Okay, because ordinarily, when you start an FF6 run, you lower the battle speed to 6, because that makes enemies as slow as possible and doesn't have any real negative consequences at all in you. Whereas it has a few in 5 that can make you want to change it, but in 6 you generally want 6, except for a few very specific situations. But when you fight Welk, if you raise it to 3 instead, what you can do is you can get it so that it skips going in because the shell when it has a separate ATB bar from the head, and when the shell's turn comes up, if a certain timer has run out, then the head will go into the shell. But if the shell gets its turn before that timer, it just does nothing. So doing that strategy gives you a shot at being able to get 3 tech missiles off before it goes into its shell, but you need to get lucky for it to work out, just because the starting ATB that both your characters and the enemies have in most battles in this game is random.
In case you didn't read it, Essentia crashed her stream, I think.
Okay, let me
so that you can know that to refresh it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be getting it up again soon.
So then, during this first sequence here in Nourish 2, he's going to be doing some. They're all going to be doing some leveling too, where they try to get Terra to get to level 6 before Locke joins, because when you have new characters join or rejoin you in FF6, it's all based on your average party level at the time. Sometimes with a modifier tossed in. So getting an extra level for Terra will make a big difference later on, because that affects Locke, which then affects Edgar, which then affects Sab, and then kind of everyone else from there. And then you may have noticed too that during the battles in the Magitech armor too, they had Biggs and Wedge run away. The unique mechanic in FF6 is that all characters run away independently of each other. You know, the other Final Fantasies, your whole party runs away at once when you run away from battles. But in 6, you run away individually, and your characters can only run away when their ATB bar is full. So you can kind of exploit those mechanics in order to do some micromanagement of who the experience goes to, just because it gets divided up among your party at the end of the fight. And because, kind of like in 5, you don't get experience from bosses in FF6, the places in the game where you do gain levels, you really need to manage it in order to make your characters as strong as they need to be for the route. Let me get the bot command updated. Oh, missed the first part of it.
So LCC, with the new glitch, did you have an opportunity to test it with the Moogle battles or Kefka and Nush?
I messed with it a little bit. It doesn't really seem to do much, honestly.
Oh, that's kind of depressing.
Because when you switch between party members, whenever you switch to the second party, like it automatically like pans the camera over whenever the other party gets hit by an enemy. And they're solid objects, so you can't walk through them anyways, it seems.
That makes sense.
I found walking down into NPCs that are moving upward is more difficult for whatever reason. So you can't really phase through them as easily for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what it feels like.
All right, we're just waiting to see if El Magus gets a nice little glitch here. Come on,
This is
RNG.
I like how we're rooting against him.
Yeah, because what Sencha is rooting for is for a soft lock, basically, which would mean you'd have to reset. But it's very, very rare, basically.
Yeah, since I kind of manipulate my seed before I start, it's very unlikely to happen unless I mismove a lot through the dungeons and towns.
Yeah, something that both LCC and Elmagus are doing is what's called RNG seed manipulation. It's a little bit easier to do this in FF6 than in FF4, just because you can get the same seed by a pattern of resetting the game before you start a new run. There isn't a time-based element to starting the run like in FF4.
Well, that's nice. I didn't actually know that. So
Yeah, all you have to do is reset 22 times between runs. No problem.
Yeah, easy come, easy go.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about FF4's manipulation is that you can get it. You don't have to sit there for 15 minutes resetting your game. It's
You just have to keep resetting at Miss Dragon. For
so that's
not getting
15
the right
minutes right there.
I'd rather just reset and get something guaranteed, to be honest.
Plus, I don't think any of us got it in this relay, did we?
I had 91.
I had 2 battles. I don't know which one it is.
If I recall correctly, LCC, did you softlock on Barren? Talking to Barren at one point recently?
Yeah, so that's very specific on how you do that, but whenever you go to the cutscene after saying no to Barren, if you wait a little bit on the first dialogue box and the NPC movement values at a certain range, it will actually block Edgar from walking into the scene, and then everyone will kind of just sit there and do nothing. But as long as you're just mashing normally, then you should be fine.
I still love that the fastest part through the Returner's hideout is just to make Barren really depressed. And then, you get to skip the whole scene where they talk about strategy. I don't know. They just sort of have to create it on the fly from here.
Yeah, as a kid playing this game, I never knew you could say no. I thought it just made you do it over and over again.
I mean, I knew you could say no and get a Genji glove. I think because one of my friends at school told me or something, which was how I learned stuff about games. Because of there being no internet in the mid '90s, it's not for
Nintendo
me.
Power, man.
Yeah, I did
Nintendo
have the power too, but I forget if that talked about the Genji glove. But yeah, I knew if you say no once and then go up into the treasure room and talk to the NPC there, he'll give you the glove. But I didn't know that you could say no again and actually change the cutscene after that. So anyway, Dreambaum is entering Mount Colts now. He's doing a bit more fighting here in order to try to get his average party level to 9 before he gets to Vargas, just because Sabin joins you at that point at your average party level +2. So by getting Edgar, Locke, and Tara's levels to be 10, 9, and 8, that makes his average level 9, and that makes Sabin stronger for the next part of the run.
Yeah, basically a little bit of fighting early on ends up making the rest of the game a little bit smoother. So
yeah, they're also getting some money from doing this too, which is going to pretty much, it's kind of just a universal rule of RPGs. Period. That money is tight in the early game, unless there's some kind of massive
except
glitch
FF4.
like in FF4. Yeah, something like that. But yeah. So anyway, so Dreambaum just picked up the Atlas Armlet, which is an accessory that boosts your physical damage from physical-based attacks, which include Edgar's auto crossbow and drill. So with the Atlas Armlet, Edgar's able to one-shot pretty much any enemy in Mount Colts except for Tuskers. So if he gets a double Tusker battle, he's just going to run away because it takes longer to fight than those are worth.
Yeah, it's really only worth fighting unless Tara has gained her level already. Her first level up to level 7, because she does more damage versus them. Because you can do multi-target fire, then auto crossbow should kill them in one shot. But if she's level 6, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, another little-known fact about this game is you can actually run away from battles on the raft. I guess you just kind of scamper to the other side of the raft, and things are just like, oh.
they get really distracted.
They give up easily.
Okay. Well, you have to figure you're moving really fast, so maybe that is enough. Just distract them enough.
So if you're doing the RNG seed manipulation, you can actually control how many battles you get on the river. Because the first 2 battles you get on the river are fixed, and then there's 7 more opportunities after that are supposed to be random, but if you're doing the seed manipulation, you can control it. So a perfect river up to the first battle with Ultros is only the 2 forced battles. And if you know that you're not getting any more, that lets you optimize your menuing a bit too, just because you don't need to worry about healing in the caves where you get off the raft, and what rows your characters are in don't matter as much. I don't know if we've ever actually explained what rows do in any of the games, now that I think about it. When you're in the back row, you both give and take half damage from physical-based attacks. I think it's mostly just the fight command, I should say, because auto crossbow ignores row.
Yep, most other abilities, magic, auto crossbow, I think blitzes? Are blitzes affected? I don't think they are.
No.
So you can be in the back row, and do blitzes, you're completely fine.
So I'm pretty sure Ultros is the first fight where you really see the weight trick being used the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the commentary is a little disjointed right now, we haven't talked about Vargas yet, because Dreambaum's about to get to him, but for the first battle with Ultros, he follows a completely fixed attack script. He does a weak attack on a random character, then tentacle on Terra, then tentacle on Sabin, and then some more tentacles after that. By holding the cursor in submenus during your own party's attack animations, you can slow down the rate that Ultros gets turns, and if this all goes according to plan, then Ultros only gets two attacks. Basically, the random attack at the start of the battle, and then Tentacle on Terra, and then he dies.
So you also notice Elmagus casting fire with Terra to end that battle. And normally when you cast fire against Ultros, there's the counterattacks and there's a dialogue box, and it's really painful. But as long as you use fire to actually end the fight, then you don't get that counterattack.
Yeah,
Coincidentally, I'll be seeing that counterattack.
yeah, because if you actually do it when you're just sitting there waiting for Edgar and Sabin's ATB to fill, then I mean it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just have a very specific strat that does use it that makes it faster. So
Yeah. I think LCC spent the better part of an entire day just practicing Ultros 1 to try to really opt, because it's as simple as it seems. It's just squeezing every second out is surprisingly complicated.
Yeah, for that particular fight, it definitely is. I think I spent like 4 hours on it, just messing around with different ways of doing things to save like 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Good battle.
So then Dream Bomb's on Vargas now, so you have to kill the two Winnie the Ipoos in order to actually be able to damage Vargas. He's using the attack animations, looks like, to do some equip changing, along with moving Locke to the front row. So he does more damage.
Also, I noticed most of the runs that I've seen up till now, they don't take Shadow. Is this a new development, or is it just something that he prefers personally?
I think pretty much every runner is getting Shadow now. Like Essentia got Shadow
I don't know.
practice run last night.
I feel like Shadow is like the more stable way to do the Imperial base compared to not getting him. You can get pretty screwed over if you don't get him and get bad counter luck on the black belt, or don't get the black belt entirely.
Oh
And it
yeah,
can
I
cost you a
have
lot of
seen that
time.
happen.
Yeah, I still think not getting Shadow and getting perfect RNG is still faster, but it's...
Yeah, I believe so, but again,
it's
in
not by much, to be honest.
Here, it's completely fine to get Shadow. You know, cost a little bit of time, but much safer.
It's a lot more consistent, basically.
Yep.
Which, for most runs, will actually save you time.
Darn, we missed talking about Vargas, didn't we? Vargas.
Yeah.
Well, you got 2 more opportunities.
Oh, yay.
No, we kind of just did. I mean, part of I mean, a little payoff from the leveling they did on Mount Colts too is is getting a little faster Vargas battle too, as far as the number of turns it takes. And then I think also another thing you can do too is you can try to skip him doomfisting Sabin by letting him attack right before doing enough damage to trigger Sabin joining the battle, because his ATB bar doesn't reset during the phase change.
Yeah, depending on what the ATB is at the start, it can change how you approach that, basically, because if he gets an attack after your initial attacks rather than before, then you can usually just do a lot of weight tricks to stop it from happening at all. Otherwise, you just want to wait for him to Doomfist immediately, and sometimes he'll get a second attack off after Gale Cut. It's really dependent on how it goes.
Okay, so the encounter Elmagus is in right now, there's a 7/8 chance for it to drop Black Belt, which allows you to counterattack, and there's a 1/8 chance that it drops Phoenix down. So we'll see if he gets lucky. Nope, Black Belt for Elmagus.
Yeah, I actually got it.
Yeah, if you get Shadow, then that reduces the impact of not getting the black belt too, because if Sabin is by himself, then you really want that black belt for especially for the Templar and Grunt battle that's coming up in a bit for Elmagus. But if you don't have that, then or if you have Shadow, then not getting the black belt just gives you some money issue, some minor money issues later on.
I
Yep,
saw
again, the money is tight. Oh, they're just like me. Poor. Just like most of us.
I
This
saw
is
the
why
question
we
asked.
play old games. We don't have any money to buy the new stuff. Okay, that's not true usually.
So I saw that question asked in chat. Will we be saving Shadow at the floating continent? And I know a lot of testing has been done towards that. So I don't know if you want to talk about that, Poexel. I know you put a lot of effort towards that.
Oh, saving Shadow in the floating continent is it's not done in any percent run, because there's nothing Shadow has to contribute to the rest of the game when you're using glitches.
Hmm. You seem perplexed.
Yeah, about Shadow having nothing to offer.
I see.
Oh, there is someone who's asking about the scenario selection, and yeah, we do choose a specific order, so that because all the inventory, all the gold is shared between all the parties. You know, the order that we go in allows us to use items from one in different scenarios.
Yeah, and then up until now, there's a fair amount of RNG and random encounters as far as how quickly you can get out of them, because your characters all have to run away separately from each other. And different characters have different innate skill at running away. Like Locke is one of the best in the game, and then like Strago and Cyan are some of the worst. But the town Nicaea that you go through at the end of Locke's Sabin scenario is your first opportunity to buy an item called a smoke bomb, which kind of works like the flee command in FF5, only it's an item that just makes you instantly escape from any battle that's not considered a boss. So because then you can then use the smoke bombs in Locke and Terra's scenarios to get out of random battles faster, and that definitely makes a difference in Terra's scenario because Bannon is really bad at running away, and it's also good in Locke's scenario just for safety too, because Locke is by himself for most of it and can die pretty easily if he gets hit a lot. There's a little bit of a case that can be made for Locke's scenario first being a bit more optimized, just because you get some pretty good accessories, mostly a running shoes. It's not quite as overpowered as it is in FF5, but having running shoes for Sabin's scenario would help, because it would let you escape from battles faster. And on Essentia's stream right now, well, I guess it's still synced up. She's trying to get Locke to run away from this battle she's fighting, just because he doesn't need as much experience as Edgar and Terra to gain levels. So having him run away can reduce the number of fights you need to get the right levels.
Yeah, it's looking like she's going to get to Vargas, though, and might not have the right levels. She might need to do a little bit of grinding there. We'll see.
If you're fighting pretty much everything except double Tuskers, then if you have to fight in front of Vargas, it's usually just one battle. And then Dream Bomb also just had everyone other than Edgar run away from a Pterodon's battle, and that's to level up Edgar a bit, mostly for the Opera House, as far as boosting the power of his tools. Yeah, so for all the rest of these battles in the Imperial camp, having Shadow generally lets you win in one round. Unless you get unlucky and get 4 grunts instead of 3. Is that actually set by the seed, or is that random, whether it's 3 or 4
It's set by the
grunts?
seed.
Okay.
Yep. I'll be getting a 3 and a 4.
Shadow also has the ability to randomly counterattack with Interceptor, his dog, too, which is both fun and useful if it happens in some of these battles.
Yeah, funny thing with that is if he has a shield equipped, it actually reduces the chances because it'll randomly either block with Interceptor or it'll block with the shield. So you actually want to leave it off until you get into the Magitech fights.
I find out that Cyan magically knows how to pilot Magitech armor somehow. Just pull the levers, I think. That's all there is to it.
Press the fire beam button.
Yeah.
Oh, like, really, if he's running around here, if you get in battles with him, it should mess him up, like, whenever he tries to do anything, you know, completely use the wrong skill or he attacks the wrong person. Just a little bit more creativity, Square. Come on. Okay, well, okay, maybe that would make people angry, but I'd like it.
So, was stealing Mog's spear ever discussed?
No. Yeah, we were kind of still in the end of FF5 then. So, yeah, way back during the Moogle multi-party battle, when they fought the Marshal and Lobos, they took advantage of the interdimensional pockets, as I call them, where by unequipping Mog's Mithril Pike and Shield, they then get dumped into your party's collective inventory, and those are stronger equipment than you can actually get at that point. So then for the first battle with Ultros, the Edgar in the front row with the Genji Glove, which lets you equip 2 weapons, and then the Mithril Pike and Mithril Blade lets him do more damage per round than with his auto crossbow.
And so for FF6, what was our first checkpoint boss?
Phantom Train.
Ah, that's right.
There is a correct and an incorrect way to fight the Phantom Train, too, at least as far as races and marathons are concerned.
Mandatory reset if it doesn't happen.
Yep.
Well,
yeah,
need white cape strats at least for maximum odds.
Okay, so that's really interesting. Dream Boom just did Edgar's scenario first, as opposed to Sabin's.
Oh, interesting.
The secret strategies, I see.
What a man.
I see.
Yeah. I don't know if that. I wouldn't. I don't really know if that was intentional or if he lost track of where he was or something. Just because you don't get anything in Tara's scenario, so doing it first doesn't make either of the other ones faster or easier. And you generally want to have smoke bombs at this point, just because Bannon's really bad at running away.
Yeah, we're seeing a little evidence of that, Bannon being the last one to run.
Okay, and then he's front rowing Bannon there, which seems kind of weird, given that he's kind of weak and you game over if he dies. But that's actually for manipulating another battle that's coming up in about 3 hours, actually.
Which battle? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's Leo versus Kefka.
Oh, that's right, because Bannon is in the front row.
Yeah.
Leo will be in the front row as well.
Yep. Yeah, because the game uses the same character data slot for multiple guest characters. Like it's Wedge, Bannon, Maduin, who has one for some reason, and Leo. Okay, so the Phantom Train has some fairly dangerous battles you can get, both for just for safety and also for time too. Like there's a triple bomb battle you can get. Bombs have an attack called Blaze, which does about 200 damage. And there's also there's these whispers that like Elmagus is running from now of an attack called Demi, which halves your HP. And it has a really long animation, so if you get Demi'd a lot, then you might have to heal to avoid death from a blaze. I mean, if you're using seed manipulation and you know what order you're getting battles in, then that really helps as far as only healing if you really need it.
So Dream Boom just went through the security checkpoint in Narsh, and basically, normally you have to follow a specific path, otherwise you get surrounded by these lights. And if you press A on the golden light, it shatters. But if you press A on a white light, you have to fight this really annoying encounter. But fortunately, what you can do is when you walk up and start getting surrounded by light, as long as you're holding A, it'll trigger as soon as the gold one comes up, and it'll just dissipate. So it's completely trivial to walk the wrong way.
Yeah, and it's a bit faster to walk through the lights and tag the correct one at that last turn instead of actually following the correct path by a few seconds, which is why they're doing it. And either that or they're just bad at following directions. You'll find that's true for speedrunners almost universally.
I think Dream Boom's secret plan is to throw off the splits.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the train split won't quite be as relevant for Dream Bomb, but whatever.
Yes. That's yeah, the splits were kind of designed with the idea that the runners were going to take the same scenario order.
Classic Dreambound.
Yep.
Nice.
Classic.
Well, I'll give it to him if he wants it. So he's gonna get it. He's gonna get a world record for Phantom Train split now, I think. Or actually, no.
No, world unrecord.
Yeah,
you
he'll
know,
get
the wrong
he'll get a
thing.
record as in WRECK.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna wreck it.
Recky.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Essentia's making her way over to Ultros. Looks like, yeah, Terra's scenario just went fine. There's nothing really that happens. You don't fight any bosses. I don't think Bannon could take another boss, though. He'd probably have a heart attack or something. Yeah, and it looks like LCC's on the right track here as well. I'm going to start getting close to Ultros.
So the question was posed, where can the runners possibly gain the most time to make up time? And that's actually an answer I don't know.
Just let the route take me. Just ride the wave.
Yeah, riding the wave is probably the best way to save time.
Yeah, I know that there are some more difficult bosses coming up. What's his name? I was talking to Essentia about him earlier today. The guy in Zozo.
Dataluma?
Yeah, that one. Dataluma. Because there are some ways to skip a large part of the battle. You know, it's not a huge thing, a minute or so, but still. When you're doing a
Chaz
relay...
the Claude suplex train.
Yes.
The
Yes!
quad train suplex.
Yes.
Sorry.
No.
And the Phantom Train is our obligatory undead boss for this game.
I'm actually a minute ahead of my PB.
Oh wow, nice.
Okay, I think I need to give some explanation. Like, I would like to say that this was RNG manipulation, but I just completely lost my mind on the scenario selection.
You got a lot of
I don't know
preemptives.
why, I
it
just
seemed.
went down and then pressed A. But surprisingly, I just got just a lot of preemptive and side battles, so I don't think I even lost time on this
Yeah,
scenario.
those actually looked like really good battles. You got lucky, boy.
Yeah, I got really lucky. I'm sorry for the split. I can.
Yeah,
pressure
now
is
what are
doing
we gonna do, huh?
You're too worried about that opera.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, that's Dream Bomb checking in, apologizing, even though he shouldn't. Because it looks like you're having a pretty good run so far. I'm really enjoying it. Everyone's doing great.
Dream Boom's gonna have all that extra smoke bomb swag for the rest of the world of balance now.
That's true.
Well, if I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
get a
that-
black belt, this is going to be kind of crazy.
That's right, because money is tight, and he didn't use a bunch of smoke bombs during that section, it'll actually save a little bit, you know? If he doesn't get a black belt here, which we'll see, he would probably still be fairly fine.
You did get Shadow, right?
Yeah, I got Shadow, yeah.
Oh, got my shades on.
Alright.
Right, black belt's always good. Good. We just get to see who doesn't
Yeah.
get it this time.
The shades are the cool shades do basically just that, unless you're Strago, because
I didn't get it in the last relay, it was kinda...
Yeah, blind status is bugged in Final Fantasy VI and doesn't do anything except for make Strago unable to learn blue magic.
Yeah, I was talking to someone about this earlier yesterday, and I said something like, Final Fantasy VI, had some pretty bad programming, and they got all offended. They're like, "You're saying it's badly programmed?" And I was like, "Well, look at the, blind does nothing, evade does nothing. They're raising the evade stat doesn't help you at all. It's just magic defense or magic block and block."
I think that's more of a call out to their game testers that they didn't realize it.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah,
game
shoutouts
testers.
to them.
Shoutouts to game testers making it
Yeah.
fun.
Shoutouts to them for making this such an amazing speed game 20 years
Oh,
later.
agreed.
All
So
right.
then about to jump off the Barren Falls here and get your hit points all recovered because of jumping off waterfall being healthy and therapeutic. That's also actually done just because you might, if Shadow was your only living character, he leaves you there, and then you might have an entirely dead party and get cheesed out here. But Barren Falls is a timed battle where about 1 minute after the fight starts, then Rizipas, the boss, will spawn, and you don't really get anything for fighting piranhas, so generally you just wait a minute and then kill the last piranha so that you can then fight Rizipas. Most runners, I think, just listen to the music because it's about 8 seconds after the battle music loops when you can fight or when you can spawn Rizipas.
I just want to know how tall this waterfall is that you can fall for like a minute and a half and not water.
How about these? Yeah, how about actually being able to fight while you're falling off a waterfall too?
There's that too.
Yeah. This is the
You
silly
guys
part.
haven't seen very much Japanese anime, have you?
I have actually.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying this is pretty accurate, just based on those. Okay. Yeah, don't try this at home though, or at any waterfall.
I mean, if you want to jump off a waterfall, that's your prerogative. So we're about to see if Essentia gets the black belt here, coming up.
I have this weird feeling. I'm betting she doesn't.
We have a 50% chance that somebody doesn't.
Yep.
I mean, it seems like every time I've done races of this game, at least one racer doesn't get the black belt.
I believe your best Kefka and Arsh time didn't get the black belt.
Yes, I would have. That would have been my first sub-hour Phantom Train if it or yeah, it actually doesn't matter if it's a Kefka and Arsh race. It would have been first sub-hour Phantom Train if I hadn't not gotten the black belt. Yeah, Kefka and Arsh.
Yep.
is-
You
Phoenix
called it.
down!
Oh.
What?
Oh!
Essentially got the Phoenix down.
I called it. Oh.
So that's a big reason to grab Shadow right there.
Yep.
Yep, because yeah, not having Shadow or the black belt really slows down, especially the next fight, but the ones after that a bit too. But having Shadow, you're not even actually equipping the black belt for the Templar fight.
Well, it skips a menu, right?
I like how Shadow just kind of quietly takes out in charge of the party during the whole
Yeah.
Cyan segment there too. I got this.
So LCC, I know you did Velt manipulation, but did you do it as well, Omegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
My Velt's gonna be terrible. I know that for a fact. It's more about all the other encounters I'm getting than the Velt.
Yeah, LCC has a dangerous Veld in his encounter manipulation.
But the trade-off is I get like a lot of other good encounters throughout the run.
Oh boy.
Pressure's on to do Proloff Pro Bass fishing too.
Yeah.
Part of the fit. Well, then again, if somebody else gets like a 4 or 5 cycle without resetting, then they'll win.
Yeah, if I get it correct, it's about a 6 cycle equivalent time-wise, so yeah. It could happen. Assuming I actually do it correctly. I mean, that could totally screw it up and throw the whole thing off, so... It's been known to happen.
2 fights without Gaw.
Excellent.
Yep, so you need to find Gao in order to be able to get into the Serpent Trench and continue the story, and even if you're doing seed manipulation, whether Gao shows up after you win a fight is random. It's a 5 out of 8 chance, as long as the battle is not either a back or pincer attack, and as long as Sabin and Cyan are both alive at the end. If any of those conditions are met, then Gao never appears.
Alright, let's
All right,
see.
let's see. Good job, Jinx. No, I'm not jinxing you. I don't even know who spoke. Come back.
There you go.
There.
I got him. Alright, cool.
Well, good. Essential was the only one who didn't get it.
I got the Phoenix down.
Really?
Good times.
Oh, you did?
So we got wow.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. You would never guess that it's only 1 out of 8 odds with how often it seems to happen to FF6 runners.
It's the first time it's happened to me.
I think
in a
all
long
4 of
time.
them did get Shadow, so the main impact of not getting the black belt is going to be less money in the near future, but that's certainly not insurmountable. It pretty much translates into just using fewer smoke bombs in the next part of the run to make up for it.
Yep, luckily, if you're being smart about things, you can usually catch which battles are going to be fast to run away from, you know.
So if I remember correctly, the Serpent Trench has a couple of encounters, which this is probably not an issue because it's all manipulated. But you can get, what was it, Aqua Raked, and then after that, it just does so much damage that it's really hard to recover from that.
Yeah, it can one-shot most of the party members. If you get into a fight with a single Anguiform, it has a script where only if it's alone, it can do Aqua Rake. And the Anguiform just so happens to be harder to run from than most enemies in the game. It's one of the few special ones that you actually have a higher run value on them. So it can be a bit dangerous, and the encounter manipulation doesn't really control that because it doesn't always guarantee you'll get Gao first try, so it's not really...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it's random
thing.
now for me, so let's see what happens.
So that's a potential huge loss of time going into the Serpent Trench.
Now, the Serpent Trench, if you're running the new broken percent of Final Fantasy VI, you actually pick up an X potion in the Serpent Trench, which you don't use until near the end of the game, but you can actually use it to cast Baba Breath, which you use in the final battles to skip basically all of it.
Actually, you pick that up in the banquet, not in this trench.
Oh, you're doing the banquet, not in the... You could get it in the trench, though.
You could, but it's kind of out of the way.
Okay, fine. It's like 3 seconds.
LCC, what was your time last night? 4:48 something?
Yeah, 4:48 something.
All right, so they're asking in chat what the current world record is for this category.
This run's not going nearly as well, though, so it'll probably be a lot worse.
So the official answer is 4:48 something.
Sounds good. Okay, please don't be...
You don't want to see your buddy, the Anguiform?
Yeah, the first battle you can get in the Serpent Trench can be a single
phew.
Anguiform, which can use Aqua Rake, which might kill you. But like for a race, I would just say kill the Anguiform rather than try to run away. Just to...
You can actually potion and get away, but 2 characters are guaranteed dead.
And you've got more fights after that too. So.
Yeah.
And Anguiforms tend to appear in a lot of those, and as a result, they're really hard to run from, which is why preemptives save literally like 20 seconds of battle if you get them.
Yeah, it's only single Anguiforms, though. A group will not use Aqua Rake, but they're still annoying because they're very hard to run away from.
Yeah, only the first battle can be an Anguiform. It's either that or 3 Actinions, which are both about the same difficulty to run from, but... Yeah, if you get a single Anguiform, it might be good to kill.
Isn't it possible to get 2 Anguiforms at one point?
Yeah, the last battle. Which are really hard to run from, obviously. I think the worst battle of the whole thing, though, is the 5 enemy battle, where you get 3 Actinions and 2 of those jellyfish things.
Yep.
That's probably the worst.
Which I just got.
Nice.
Alright. I made it out though.
Claude made it out. No cash.
Yeah, this game, I do like this category, though. It's very true to how people have been running this for quite a while. Even though there's been a lot of development, there's still a lot of skill required in this category. A lot of planning. Not as many of the crazy glitches that come up, but we still get some Joker Doom action. It's a good category. I'm hoping we do get to see a sketch percent in the future, though.
I know there's been a lot of discussion about having a glitched relay where it's 64 floor glitch in FF4 and then sketch glitch in FF6 and then any percent in Chrono Trigger. I believe that was the idea.
Yeah, or either that or
FF7.
FF's one of
Yeah.
the glitched
Oh.
PC categories for FF7, like Yuffie Warping or Debug Room.
Oh, the Yuffie Warping
Yuffie
is
Warping
so good.
Yuffie Warping sounds like a bit more exciting of a run than Debug Room, but we shall see. But the main driver for categories that we use in the relay is just how many people there are that run them that are at kind of similar skill levels.
Yeah, I'm literally the only one that's actually posted a video of a time up yet, so it's kind of difficult to get 4 people to learn that in a span of a couple months and then be proficient at it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's lots of other people that have expressed interest in doing kind of true any percent runs of FF6 that use the sketch glitch to do wrong warps, but no one other than LCC has recorded a video of a run yet.
Yep, so if you want to do a broken relay, in other words, get working on it. All y'all in chat. I don't know if you're just watching and not chatting, whatever. Just do that.
Yeah. One concern I would have about PC FF7 is erase those frame rate issues, just because the game runs at inconsistent frame rates on different PCs. I know there's ways that some people have been limiting that to kind of force themselves to be the same frame rate as the person they're racing against, so I would need to kind of do some research on if that could work for a larger race.
Yeah, I know I would have picked up sketch glitch, but my cart is the wrong version. So
right,
I
we're
can't.
gonna have Dream Bomb Split coming up.
Yep,
Just a little bit.
Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Suplex, yes. No self-plex though. That's still Dream Boom's idiom.
This is my work of art. I shall never do something like this again.
Yeah, if you want to compare any of these runs to like the record or other PBs people have posted, just keep in mind you'll need to subtract about 2 minutes because of us not skipping the intro.
So what El Magus is doing, he went and activated the cutscene for Celes to be named. However, he didn't actually get her. And this has a few different effects. You know, first, Locke does have to go beat the next boss by himself. But at the same time, we don't have to go through all the cutscenes there. Well, I guess we didn't name her, but it ends up being just a little bit faster.
It's about 40 seconds, I think, is what it's been timed at to do the reverse lock scenario route.
That's so funny to me.
Yeah, because you're skipping both the second half of the Celes recruitment cutscene and then also a second trip through the basement where there's encounters. So you're probably skipping about 3 encounters on average.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be between like 20 to 40 seconds, depending on your luck.
And it's so sad that you just leave her in the dungeon.
Yeah, she's an amazing escape artist though. She's able to escape on her own and then come join you at Narsh. And never mind that you've never actually met or anything. And, yeah,
Now-
the reason for that too is just because like we were talking about a bit ago as far as characters sharing player data slots in the game's memory, that affects your party members too. Like pretty much all of your party members other than Locke and Terra have Moogles in their slots because of the Moogle multi-party battle in Narsh at the beginning of the game. And then when you name a permanent character, it overwrites the Moogles data with your characters. So if you actually just leave South Figaro without actually naming Celes, then you'd have to go through the rest of the game with Kutan, the Moogle that you can't change equipment on or learn magic or anything, and that's that makes the game pretty much unwinnable.
Suplex hype.
Yes. Ultra Speedy Suplex hype. I love that background color for Team Ultra Speedy too. It's really fitting. No one was bold enough to go for Demon Chocobo colors though.
Can you blame them?
Oh, of course.
No, not at all. Not a single second. Alright, LCC is almost to the train too, so I'll leave the splits up until they're all together. Little minor optimization too is during this cutscene after you leave the Phantom Train, when because you have to wait for Cyan to finish moping basically before you can leave. There's a timer running down before that happens, and you can the timer still runs if you enter the menu, so you can do a little bit of equipping and then also rearrange some stuff in your inventory to put stuff that you need closer to the top, and also create some empty space for items you're planning on getting in the near future. But you have to exit the menu in order to continue. It doesn't just kick you out. So you do have to kind of be fast if you don't want to actually lose time from doing it.
And you could also set up Demon Chocobo, right?
Who would want to do that though?
Do see LCC gaining a little bit of ground here. About a minute behind Ascension now.
Yeah, I'm sure the river was a huge factor in that too, just because you manipulated only getting 2 battles on the river. And that saves a lot of time, just because you have 4 characters that have to run away without smoke bombs, one of whom is Barren, who's very slow.
Yeah, very true. We'll have to see how the Velt goes for him.
Suplex hype!
Suplex!
Suplex! Yeah.
If you do lock scenario first, you can actually kill the Phantom Train with an elixir, which has a slightly faster animation. But doing Sabin first, you have to use Phoenix Down.
So was the fact that you could kill Phantom Train with the Phoenix Down discussed? I'm not sure we actually mentioned anything about that.
Yeah, we just kind of casually threw out that Phantom Train's the obligatory undead boss that we fight in the percent route.
I'm not sure why I took off Science Katana, because I kind of need it to do sword tech.
Yeah. seemed like a good idea at the time.
I thought I was on Shadow for some reason to take off the Imperial, then I psyched myself out. Couldn't handle it.
So you got an hour and a half of menuing anyway, so.
Well, he's not in the party for this. It's only Sabin. So I have to do it after. I'll be saving it anyways, so it's all good.
Oh, do you guys all want to tell me what your bonus game is too? I think I'll assume Essentia wants Chrono Trigger.
Mystic Quest, the best.
All right, the Mystic Quest.
Secret of Mana.
Dream Boom.
Mystic Quest.
Right.
Oh,
Sorry.
dude, why?
And I'll put Essentia down for Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I think that's a good assumption.
But Luffy, guys.
Yeah, now while it looks like Dreambaum is a little bit behind other people, well, I guess El Magus, he accidentally did the wrong thing first, so when we get to the next scenario, he'll
It'll be
actually be
Kefka,
much...
Kefka and Narish is when everything ties back together.
Yep, and that's coming up fairly soon. Oh, does he have to do locks first?
Yeah, I still has to do locks.
Okay.
I like Mystery PKMN's assessment.
That's a good copy pasta. I approve of that.
I like to call him Mystery Pikmin. Why not? Let's jump. Whee!
So does anybody know what the percentage chance of seeing Gao in the belt is offhand?
Five
about
over
68% or something.
Yeah, 5 over 8 are the odds for Gao to show up after a battle where he can show up.
Yeah, there are a few different enemy formations that won't let him show up.
Yeah, all back and pincer attacks prevent Gao, and then if Sabin or Cyan is dead at the end of the fight, then that also prevents him.
Yeah, I think there are a few.
And that makes
types of
sense too,
enemies
just
as
because
well.
that would make the cutscene of recruiting Gao a little awkward.
Well, if you die before killing Ultros with a couple characters and then kill him, they still pop back up.
Yeah, this game's pretty good about quietly healing your characters to prevent you from getting into dead party situations. But one notable place where that it doesn't do that is when you go into the Returners hideout. Just 'cause there's no fights there. But if Terra is dead and then you leave the Returners hideout, then you can get into a dead party battle and game over.
So LCC had a little bit of bad luck there. He killed the last piranha a little too early, and so he has to deal with more piranhas.
I think it's because I went to Blitz too quick. So that's always fun.
Always. Alright, so Elmegas is coming up on Kefka at Narish, which is kind of the end of the first third of the run. It's where the scenarios all reconverge. When skipping all of the soldier battles before getting to Kefka is a lot easier than with the Moogle multi-party battle, just because they follow. I mean, you don't have to kind of clip past any of them. You can just hide it out. When you do have to slide past the rider that's running back and forth in front of Kefka, though, which just practice it a few times. It's not really that hard. And for the actual battle with Kefka, the goal is to beat him before his third turn, because on his third turn he might use Ice 2, and if he does that and targets your whole party, then you might die. But if you set up your party to maximize damage output, like giving earrings to Sabin, which boosts his aura bolt damage, then you can and use the weight trick pretty heavily to slow down the rate that Kefka gets turns. Then you can pretty much do it 100% of the time as far as beating him before his third turn. For extra safety, you could bring Celes to this too, and have her use runics. That none of Kefka's spells will actually work, but it's a few seconds faster to bring Gao instead and use Exocite Rage to actually do some damage with a pretty fast animation.
Oh, and Dream Bomb got the double battle, the double Anguiform.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not dangerous, just because, like we said earlier, the only single Anguiforms can use Aqua Rake, but double Anguiforms are just annoying because they're really slow to run away from.
Yep, just takes a little bit of time. You know, you're not going to die, though, so that's fine.
Yeah, because a lot of enemy AI in FF6 is based on factors like whether the enemy is alone or in groups, and also what turn of the battle it is. It's like pretty much every enemy has a limited number of moves that they can choose from every turn, and just kind of knowing that and using it to your advantage as far as kind of knowing what you have to be prepared for is a big part of optimizing this game. So LCC is getting trolled pretty badly by the Veld. He's having to force some battles in front of Crescent Mountain. Because that's unfortunate. Even if you're doing RNG seed manipulation, unfortunately you cannot manipulate Gao. You have to you just have to roll with it.
Oh man.
Oh, LCC is still getting those trolls. Oh, come on. Come on.
Wow.
We want to see Gal.
Come on, game.
Is Dreambomb completely skipping Celes? No, okay.
If he did, that would be a problem, because
Yeah.
actually finishing the game past Kefka, well, more like past World of Ruin is pretty much impossible without Celes.
We'd still have the best opera from Dream Bomb, though. He'd win that right away.
Well, fun fact though is that even if you continue the game with Kutan, the game will change Kutan to be Opera Celes, and then back to normal,
no.
and then back to normal Celes after that. So you'll have Kutan, the blonde Imperial general.
How do you do it so that you have that really broken sprite? I don't remember.
You have to
Like
have
the
Terra in
exploding
front.
opera. Is it Terra?
Yeah.
Exploding opera is the best. Sadly, we don't get to see it ever. It just with a different glitch, the airship glitch, you can actually take pretty much anyone you want back to the opera, and that's fun.
Yeah. It never ceases to amaze me that it's actually even possible to play this game and never really realize what a just glitchy, broken mess it is under the hood. Because games that are this glitchy often have like soft lock bugs that are easy to get in casual play and stuff like that. But most of the ways to soft lock FF6 are you have to really be doing things that you shouldn't be in order to trigger.
LCC, man, I feel for you.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, still? Oh.
How many fights is this now?
6 or 7.
New PB.
Oh boy. You called it too yesterday.
I told you all my luck was used up. You didn't believe me.
Get a casual world record during practice run with safety saves and pay for it the next day. I very, very much want to see Dreambaum, Ascension, or El Magus PB during this relay, though. I guess taking out the fact that we watched the intro.
Still ahead. I don't know.
There he is. Got him.
Oh yay, Gao. Oh.
Pokeball. So any amount of time I would have been gaining is now all gone down to.
Seriously, if I were just casual playing, I would whack him right now.
Because yeah, it wrapped through to the Templar fight, and then I fought the first fight, and then I had to fight Grease Monks.
Yeah. Stuff like this is why back at like beginning of FF4 we were saying that no lead is really safe, because so much can go right or wrong, especially in this game, in the early part. Okay, so then what Dreambaum is doing here is, in order to be able to leave South Figaro without rescuing Celes, he's getting beat up by this heavy armor, which warps him back to the entrance, and then he can leave, and Celes' data is set in the game, and she'll show up before Kefka at Narish.
And we're gonna have our last Kappa cutscene here in a second.
Yep.
Can't believe we haven't said anything about Kappa. I love Kappa.
Seen a couple of MV's Kappa face in the chat. If anyone doesn't know, the reason why the tutorial-loving imp is called Kappa is because in the Japanese version, that's what the imp status is called instead. Just because Kappa is a mythological, like, gremlin type creature from Japanese mythology.
Oddly, I learned that from Animal Crossing, of all things.
I learned it from Ninja Turtles Part 3.
I learned it from Final Fantasy VI.
I'm in the Ninja Turtles boat, same thing.
Wow, Dreambaum has 1 HP. Just do not get surprised, okay? That's all I'm hoping.
I think I'm going to die. I don't have any kind of potion.
I could do sketch if you guys want me to. That would save me a lot of time.
You could go use the healing spring and then go back for the Thunder Rod. No, too late now. Yeah, this cave is really dangerous, and with this route though, just because lock.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, Dream.
That's okay.
I just saved just before, so that's...
Yeah, you want to save before going into this cave in a race.
Yeah.
So I was out during FF5. Did anybody die during FF5, or was that the first death we've seen?
We had a couple resets in FF5.
I actually died once, which cost me a minute.
So okay.
I died to Titan, because he did Earthshaker before I could jump with the Dragoon.
Yeah, Happy Squid did have to reset because of a shopping error and then not having enough money to correct it.
Oh, for real.
It's still not over for him though. Yeah. By all means, you know.
Case in point, LCC's belt. One thing I do actually in Kefka at Narsh races too is I buy a star pendant in South Figaro, which gives you immunity to poison, just so that lock.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too. because you skip the treasure room, so you don't get the antidote. So it's kind of good to have.
Yeah, because you can get an antidote in the returner's hideout, which gives you one shot basically of getting unpoisoned here.
Yeah, it can randomly protect against Bane touches too, which saves a bit of time.
Oh, did Essentia die in the cave too?
No, Essentia died in Narsh. You're supposed to die. You're supposed to die in Narsh. That's how you do Narsh. You die. It's
what?
Well, no. When you go get Celes, you have to. After you name her, you go back through the town, and then you game over. So go back to the
okay.
beginning.
You said Nourish. It's South Figure.
Oh, South Figaro. Sorry, I'm tired.
Yeah, that's not a game over death. That's it. Because I'm sure everybody the first time they played FF6, they were just talking to NPCs, and then hey, talk to this guy Magitech. Ah! I don't think it's really possible to beat that guy with just lock, even if you're leveled normally. So instead of game overing, you just get beat up and kicked away.
Yeah, even if Celes is with you, I think its AI changes, so it's even harder or something.
All right, and then we missed it, but Elmagus did when he did his shopping in in the Figaro Castle to buy some new tools for Edgar and some healing items. He had Edgar as his party leader, which gives you a 50% discount, which is really nice because you're buying pretty much all the Phoenix Downs you're expected to need for the rest of the run.
Now, don't you get the dialogue if he's not in the lead, but not the discount?
Correct.
Yes.
So yeah, you have to have him in the lead. Otherwise, they'll say, "Hey, we'll give it to you for cheap," and then no, I don't know. They're really deceitful in the castle.
That happened to me once, and the run's basically over if you lose the money right there.
Yeah, and then the tunnel armor battle is the first time you see FF6 rods in action to Square Soft kind of learned their lesson after FF5 as far as giving you like super early access to them and making them cast level 3 spells, but not really because even though they made them more expensive and made it so you can't buy them until later on in the game. Proportionally, they're more broken in the end, just because when you use a rod, first of all, any character can use a rod. It doesn't matter like who it is or what class they are or anything. And then the rod will ignore enemies' magic defense and also do the highest possible damage roll.
So good news is because I had to fight all those extra battles, I had enough money to buy like 26 smoke bombs. So
yes. So not getting the black belt, not an issue.
Not an issue.
So Dataluma healing up a storm over there for Elmagus.
Yeah, I missed it because I messed up in my menu. I didn't get Edgar's drill in.
Yeah, the goal for the Dataluma battle is to skip him doing his buff phase, where he uses 3 either tonics or potions and then casts Protect on himself.
Yeah, this is one of the parts where it doesn't cost a whole lot of time, 20, 30 seconds, but still gives
it
a
basically
little bit
extends
of
the fight by a round because of the healing and
the
animations. There's 2 different ways to do the Dataluma quick kill too, so I'm hoping we'll see both of them in action. That's what I love about this relay race format, is that there's a lot of battle strategies in these games that go different ways depending on what the game throws at you. So I love it when we can see different kind of paths to the same goal, working with the game's randomness or against it. Dream Boom about to be the second runner to get past the World of Balance scenarios. Another perk I'm finding doing lock first, because I'm starting to do that in my runs of the Japanese version, is that it actually cuts out a lot of menuing before Kefka at Nourish too, just because you can kind of optimize it a bit better because of having all of the relics from the scenarios during the Sabins.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm not a fan of menuing, so whenever you can cut that out.
Oh wow, I thought Dream Boom was gonna get ridered there.
He almost got attacked. Almost.
It was really close.
Luckily, Kefka Nourish isn't too hard of a battle. Usually, I'm used to seeing, what's her name? The girl you just got, Celes. Oh my gosh, I am so tired.
And one of your nieces is named after and all.
Yeah, I'm
No
a
big
terrible uncle. Yeah, but I'm used to seeing her in this battle. But it looks like you don't give Kefka too much.
Yeah, it's a few seconds faster to bring Gao instead, just because you can actually do damage. And if you use the wait trick, then you can beat Kefka before he does any spells that might kill you. It's safer, definitely, to bring Celes though, because her special ability, Runic, as long as she has a sword type weapon equipped, will nullify the next spell that's cast. And it also works on some enemy attacks too, as I discovered completely by accident when we were doing some routing once.
So just a quick explanation about the wait glitch. What happens is that you have enemies' ATB bars filling up, but when you enter a menu like magic, is it item as well?
Yes, it's also targeting for special commands like steal and tools and.
That's correct.
But not sword tech.
Yes.
When you go into any of those, the enemies basically pause their refill. So if you're doing an attack, you can manage to go into a menu just to make the enemy pause so that they do fewer commands.
Yeah, generally you're going to see the wait trick get used during your character's attack animations, just because you're not getting a whole lot while that's going on, just because the character who's attacking's ATB bar doesn't start filling again until they're done, but enemies will during that animation, so you can slow down the battle that way. All of the PlayStation Final Fantasies use that strategy in speedruns too. The wait trick is really, really strong in Final Fantasy VII, in fact, too, because in 7, any queued actions will go off when you're in a menu, whereas in this and other games that have it, it's only like something that's immediately in progress. You have to kind of flick it out and then back into the menu in order to kind of release the next action if you want to wait trick multiple actions at the same time.
Wow, that is way too powerful in FF7. Wow. I didn't know that.
FF7 has Demon's Gate though, so I don't feel bad.
Oh, okay.
So relatively soon we should have an update on. Well, actually, LCC still has Terra's scenario to go through too, but yeah, I guess the guy in chat that was actually tracking the per game runner comparisons said his next update will be after Kefka at Nourish. So El Magus just got Espers, and that kind of adds a whole new dimension to the routing for Final Fantasy VI speedrunning, just because Espers both teach you magic, spells, and also affect your stats when you gain levels. And he's putting those to use right away to learn a couple spells that are useful for the opera and the Magitech factory. So anyway, so for the cause one of our bonus game voting incentives for FF6 is a Speedrunners Got Talent competition with the opera, and we kind of did the same, also known as the Spooniest Bard, by the way, too. We did the same thing during our relay back in February with audience voting, and this time we're doing it a little bit differently. We're going to have some quote-unquote professional judges listening to the opera, one of whom is Brosentia, the other whom is going to be a surprise, assuming he gets back to his computer in time. But for when Elmagus gets to the opera, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mute the Skype call on the stream and then unmute his stream audio so that people are just hearing him. Then I'll restore it back to normal afterwards.
Oh boy. Oh god. Alright.
It's something you sign up for when you speedrun FF6, for the record. Though.
No.
You gotta sing the opera.
Alright.
Something
Oh yeah, I'm excited for the opera. Ooh, this is gonna be good.
If our extra judge isn't back in time for the live stuff, then we'll deal with this later through VODs.
All right. Well, so far there's not much singing. I give it a C+.
I guess this is it. Shoutouts to the Claude for suplexing the train. No way. Fair warning, if you don't like high-pitched noises, you might want to turn off the stream audio. The West and East. We're waging war. Draco, the West's great hero, thinks of his love, Maria. Is she safe? Is she waiting? Oh! hear my voice. Oh, how I long to be with you. Solid. If you like me, you want to mute the stream now. Oh boy. The forces of the West fell, and Maria's castle was taken. Prince Rawls of the East took her hand by force, but she never stopped yearning for Draco. Oh, my hero, so far away now, will I ever see your smile? Love goes away like night into day, it's just a fading dream. I'm the darkness, you're the stars. Our love is brighter than the sun. For eternity, for me there can be only you, my chosen one. Must I forget you? Our promise. Will autumn take the place of spring? What shall I do? I'm lost without you. Speak to me once more. Well. We must part now. My life goes on, but my heart won't give you up. Ere I walk away, let me hear you say I meant as much to you. So gently you touched my heart. I will be forever yours. Come what may, I won't age a day. I'll wait for you, always. Prince Ralph is looking for a dance partner. Leave the past behind. Our kingdom is adopting the spirit of the East. can't believe I did that. And it's not over yet. The survivors of the West attack! Impossible! Attack! Wait! Maria! I have waited so long, I knew it'd come. Mario will finally have to become my queen for the rest of my life. I'll keep you near. It's a duel! Thanks.
And we're back.
All right, that was a lovely rendition. You know, very Mickey Mouse-esque. You know, I felt like I was. I'm trying to. Well, I can hear myself. I think I'm listening to Dream Bomb. Your sound was muted. Okay, I'm trying to. It's all because of Dream Bomb that I got. Well, I can hear myself. I think I'm listening to Dream Bomb. Like I was back in the 60s and 70s, you know. It's all because of Dream Bomb that I got confused. Yeah, Mickey Mouse-esque. I felt like I was back in the 60s and 70s. It felt very spiritual. Just really enjoying those. Boffin cartoons. And,
yes.
It felt very spiritual to me. But what was up with saying hear my voice and then just yes. I was touched without singing. It was sad. But what was up with saying hear my voice and then just sort of waiting while
probably channeling
without singing? It was sad. Oh, I didn't think of that symbolism.
He was probably channeling Maria's sorrow being separated from her love.
Oh, I didn't think of that symbolism.
And the intermission for the opera too.
Think about that in the future.
Fighting these rats too, which are the intermission for the opera too is fighting these rats too, which are
It's seed-based.
a bit random.
Oh, it is? Okay.
The numbers of them, and I mean, because that is random, right? It isn't. We want is 3 packs of rats. So if you're doing seed
it's
manipulation,
seed-based.
oh, it is okay. In that case, guarantee that we want is 3 packs of rats. So if you're doing seed manipulation, you can guarantee that. But if you're not, you might get 5 packs.
It's difficult to know exactly what you're going to get because you can get 1 or 2 extra battles on Terra scenario. So you kind of have to map those out. And then there's the Velt, of course. You know. Getting extra battles kind of increments that sort of thing.
Alright, I hope everybody knows why I don't do the opera now.
Oh, dude,
Bravo,
this video is
bravo.
never going away. Never.
Saved forever.
Yeah, sadly it is.
I'll even download the thing to keep it.
It's okay. We're here to judge you.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm adding our bonus judge to the call now too, that he's available. It is somebody who's very, very fond of crushing people's hopes and dreams.
That is indeed true. I am the fun killer.
Oh man, where's fun? Mike, give me the fun.
Nope. I don't give it, I just kill it.
Yeah.
Oh
So
no.
then the second battle with Ultros is pretty easy if you have the fire knuckle from Zozo, just because Ultros is weak to fire, and hitting him in the back because of how the battle is a side attack gives you more damage too, so it only takes 2 rounds to win with the right setup.
Yeah, which is sad because that's some of the best music in the game right there.
Alright, so Dreambomb is about to head for the opera, so when he enters I will unmute his stream.
Oh, perfect, perfect. I'm ready for him. Yeah, you missed a really good first opera, okay?
Yeah,
Mike?
he can catch it through VOD though in like half an hour when it posts.
Yeah, well, a flat tire does that, so yeah.
Yeah,
no.
sorry to hear that.
Just drive on the flat, man. You gotta make it.
Alright, I'm gonna mute Skype and then bring up Dream Bloom.
All right.
All right.
All right, I'm taking notes, Mike. So
Okay.
Alright. Alright, are we ready? Are we ready to go? Is this my time yet? Is this my time to sing? Sing? Oh god. Oh god. I think this is my time. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't have any idea. And I have to say that El Magus stole my strategy. He stole my voice. He stole my strategy. I have no idea what to do now. So I'll go wild. I don't know what to do now. I'll just do what I can do. I'm going to pour all my heart into this. Failure is not an option. It is not an option. I need to do what I need to do. Ever west and east. We're waging war. Draco of West's great hero. thinks of his lover, Maria. Is she safe? Is she waiting? Oh, Maria. Ah, Maria. Please hear my voice. How long to be with you? Oh, God. The fuck am I doing? I pressed up. Wow, I am... What? Ah, man. The force of the West fell and Maria's castle was taken. Prince Rolls of East took her on by force, but she never stopped yearning for Draco. FNX90s, oh my hero, will I ever see your smile? Love goes away like night into day. It's just a fading dream. I'm the darkness, you're the starlight. Our love is brighter than the sun. For eternity, for me there can be only you, my chosen one. Must I forget you? Our solemn promise will autumn take the place of spring. What shall I do? I'm lost without you. Speak